welcome each of you to the 2023 Appalachian College of Pharmacy White Coat Ceremony, in which the class of 2026 enters their formal journey into the profession of pharmacy. At this time, I would ask that you stand for the invocation to be delivered by Dr. Ted Hagan, who is a professor here and also a Presbyterian minister. Thank you, Dr. Hagan.
Let us pray. Almighty and omniscient God, it is our great privilege to acknowledge your presence here as we welcome the class of 2026 of the Appalachian College of Pharmacy. We humbly ask that you bless this class and give wisdom to their knowledge and compassion to their developing professional identity. May the white coats that they don be filled with the knowledge and the compassion of the pharmacy profession. O God, you are the creator of the human mind, made in your image and modeled after your own great mind. And though we acknowledge that your thoughts are infinitely higher and more profound than ours, we glory in the notion that we may, on our own level, think some of your thoughts and ponder your loving practice. Thank you for the precious gift of knowledge and the opportunity to serve all humankind. Bless each of these new student pharmacists. Give them the grace to make a difference for the good as they become professional pharmacists. And now, may you be pleased with our celebration here this day. May all we do recognize you as the good to which we aspire. For we pray to you with humble joy. Amen.
You may be seated. At this time, I would call on Dean Susan Mayhew to introduce our speaker.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to introduce an esteemed alumnus of the Appalachian College of Pharmacy from the class of 2016, Dr. Jordan Smith. Dr. Smith began her career in pharmacy in 2006 as a pharmacy technician for Walgreens in Frankfort, Kentucky. She received a bachelor degree in biology with a minor in chemistry from Eastern Kentucky University, and then attended the Appalachian College of Pharmacy. After graduation, she continued working for Walgreens, gradually expanding her roles within the organization. Last year, she transitioned to a healthcare supervisor role with the patient outcomes team, working on expanded care models, clinical pharmacy services, medication adherence programs, and new pilot projects across roughly 9,000 pharmacies within the Walgreens portfolio. Currently, she's a licensed pharmacist in 5 states. She is credentialed as an HIV pharmacist, certified in pharmacogenomics. She received the American Pharmacist Association's Immunization Champion Award as an individual practitioner in 2022, and received the Pharmacist of the Year Award by the Indiana Pharmacist Association in 2023. In June of this year, she was elected to a 3-year term on the board of directors for the Kentucky Pharmacist Association. She aspires to lead the advancement of pharmacy by promoting legislation and innovations that enhance patient care and patient safety. She is passionate about provider status for pharmacists, improving patient outcomes, and bridging the gap in health disparities by elevating the role of the pharmacist and the role of pharmacies. It is my pleasure to present to you our white coat speaker and one of ACP's shining stars, Dr. Jordan Smith.
Okay, I was not prepared for that, so thank you, Dean Mayhew, so if you need to know what I've been doing since I've left this place, that is it. Technical difficulties. Good? Okay, apologies, guys. Hi, I am Jordan Smith, and like Dean Mayhew said, I am an alumnus here, and 10 years ago, I was sitting in your seat. 2013, is that me? There we go, okay. Can you hear me? So took this seat here in August 2013. As many of you guys can probably attest to, I'm sure some of you all had to fight to get this seat, and I know that I did. I did not get in pharmacy school my first time, so if that is you, I totally feel you. Did graduate from Eastern Kentucky University, went back when I did not get in the first time, and circled back and tried again, as maybe some of you guys can attest to as well. I have so many things that I would love to talk to you about because so much has happened in 10 years, and then graduating in 2016, and it has been a whirlwind for me since then, but it's been an amazing journey, and I would love to share that with you, but we don't have all day. So 8 minutes, I think, is kind of my timeline, and really, I'm not scripted. I really just want to share some things that I'm passionate about, some common themes that I tend to talk about with students, too, since I've been out of school, and some things that I think could be applicable to what your journey is about to start off Monday. I'm assuming you're starting classes, so you're in for it. And the great thing is, what I think the perspective that I have that I would love for you all to know is, and this is something that I had from a conversation with a peer, this college chose you to sit in these seats. And whether this college was your first choice, your second choice, your 10th choice, or maybe this is your second time trying to get in here, what I think you probably don't understand yet is this seat that you're sitting in was afforded to you by this school. I don't think I had that perspective sitting here 10 years ago, but I definitely do now, because when I reflect back on where things started for me, it was here. I know I started with Walgreens in 2006 as a tech, but your pharmacy education starts here. Your support system that you have, this back row of staff, the faculty, everyone that is about to impact your life over the next 3 years and even 10 years later. You don't see it yet, but you will. And I just want you to know that your experience here is going to be very invaluable, and I just hope that you take advantage of every opportunity that you have over the next 3 years and beyond. So, just want you to recognize that, and then congratulations for getting here. So, like I said, super passionate about students. Since I've been out of school, I have been a preceptor. I do engage with students. I do attend college of university recruiting events. I like to go and speak to students just to give different perspective, but also because many of the people in this room that are teaching you have also been there. Common themes that I find among students that we tend to have conversations about this is what I want to share with you today, because it's never too early to start, and there's several things that I've learned from that I did not start soon enough, so I want to pass that message along to you. The very first thing is advocacy. How many of you guys are already, maybe even have thought about becoming members of your pharmacist association for your state? Any raise of hands? You don't count. So I was not until actually I got into the healthcare supervisor role. I covered the Indiana market, so covered Indianapolis, and had about 90 of our retail locations spanning most of the Indiana geography. And I was promoted into that position at the start of COVID. So what a wild time to be promoted into a supervisor position overseeing operations for stores that were, I'm sure many of you all can remember, probably on fire. So one of the things that I had to be involved in was local governing agencies and what are the challenges that we're having? Well, I had to learn to navigate that process, and I think had I started earlier, maybe not have been so challenging for those couple of years that I oversaw that market. As students, you have opportunities to go to the APHA conferences, to mid-year, to get involved in your local legislation, and I worked every single weekend of pharmacy school for Walgreens, and I went home every weekend just to work and didn't necessarily take advantage of the opportunities that are here for you right now and will be for the next 3 years and then beyond. And then what are you doing as a licensed pharmacist to impact the profession, you as an individual, your peers, your state, your communities, your patients. So advocacy from the point of professionalism, but then what I also want to tell you, and I have this conversation a lot with students, is advocacy for you as a professional, but for you yourself. So half of you probably think you know what you want to do when you get out. How many of you all know what you want to be when you're done in 3 years? Just raise your hand. Okay. That's probably going to change, and that's okay. It didn't for me. I kind of thought about it, but some things have evolved since I've gotten out of school, but I knew I wanted to be a community pharmacist. Appreciated my experiences in my IPI and API rotations, but I knew that hospital was not for me. I loved the patient interaction. I wanted to be out in the community. I wanted to go have one-on-one conversations. So I also knew I didn't want to just be a staff pharmacist. I tend to like responsibility and thrive in chaos. So I always aspire to what's the next thing? What else is there out there for me to do? So advocating for yourself when you are honestly here now, when you get your license and you start your job, you're just trying to figure it out. You start your first shift in whatever realm of pharmacy that it is that you choose, whether it's residency, community hospital, specialty, nuclear, industry, whatever it is for you, you're starting out and you're just trying to figure it out. But I also want to challenge you to speak up. If you think that you want to do something or you aspire to do something, no one is going to hold your hand through your career and take you on the journey that you want to go. You have to do that for yourself. Day one, speak up. Hey, I'm interested in being a pharmacy manager. I'm not really sure when or what that looks like, but it's something I'm interested in. And start making those connections and those relationships to start talking to those leaders so that they can then support you on your journey. So if you take anything away from what I'm saying, is you are your own biggest advocate. You cannot rely on other people to shape your career. You have to do that for yourself. Get involved. And I mean Monday. I'm sure there are organizations that are going to start coming and saying, hey, we would love to have committees. I'm sure things have evolved since I've been here, and there's probably lots of other really cool opportunities to serve. You've got your fraternities as well. Get involved. That's how you start networking. That's how you start making relationships. That's how you start learning about things. That's how you start getting active in the community. We still do RAM? Yes. RAM. I'm still in love with RAM. I've actually Googled their RAM is Remote Area Medical. If you don't know what that is yet, but you'll have an opportunity to experience that too. They do an awesome job serving underserved areas, which if you heard my passion is health equity. Still involved in that to this day, and it's something that started here for me. So any opportunity that you have to get involved, whether it's a student organization, it's community, it's a fundraiser, it's the nursing home, it's back home where you go, you volunteer at a food bank, whatever that looks like, start building those relationships, start getting involved in the community so that you can start building your perspective, you can start understanding what it is like to be out in these communities that we are actually serving as pharmacists. And then getting involved helps you to start. The next thing that I'm going to talk to you about, networking. You can never start that early enough either. How many of you all have a LinkedIn account? That is not enough people. So this weekend, create a LinkedIn account. Start right here and just start networking with your peers, with the classes above you, with your professors, with your employers, with people who are employed by your employers. Start growing your network now, and I'm telling you all of this because it's not, I either didn't do it or I should have done it earlier. Networking and creating relationships, every single interaction that you have is an opportunity, is an impressionable opportunity for something that could lead to an opportunity later in life, and you don't even know. I've circled back with, when they say pharmacy is a small world, it is absolutely a small world. Start LinkedIn accounts. Facebook, LinkedIn, I say, is a little bit more of a professional platform, so a lot of employers, businesses, peers use it, and I think it's a great opportunity for you all to start that now. And start networking with people from other schools, and start networking with people or things that you're interested in. Like, Dr. Rao would be so proud of me. I got certified in pharmacogenomics and I didn't take that very seriously in pharmacy school, but I should have. But I just geekishly got really interested in it way late, beyond pharmacogenomics in pharmacy school, and did get certified because I think it is a huge missed opportunity for patients. Like, all of the medications that these patients are taking, do they really work for them? Why are they coming back and it's not working and we keep increasing doses? Have they had a genetics test? Probably not, because we don't talk about pharmacogenomics enough. So starting that, and then starting to follow people who are involved in pharmacogenomics, who are with these testing companies. Start following people in industry. Start following people who are doing the things that you're passionate about. Maybe you don't know what your passions are right now, and that's okay. I didn't either. But I have so many passions now, which is probably why Dean Mayhew could tell you all the things that I am involved in. And I'm a problem solver, so I find the problems and I want to fix them. And that's what you're going to do too. Patients are coming to you with problems and they need you to fix them. Networking is, you cannot do enough of that. And I'm talking about these national conferences. I'm going to be totally honest. That APHA award that I received, that was my first time going to APHA. Horrible on my end. I had never been, and now I'll go every single year because it was such a really cool opportunity for networking, to meeting people, to learning about all these really cool aspects of pharmacy that you may not even get exposure to here, just because it's not local or we don't have that exposure, that type of pharmacy here. So if you have an opportunity to attend conferences, to network, do it. Even if you have to sacrifice some Netflix time or whatever it is you were planning to do for the weekend, I cannot stress enough the importance of networking now. Vulnerability. I find a lot of times that students have a really hard time being vulnerable. And honestly, beyond being a student, when you're a pharmacist, and I talk to our pharmacists all the time, we're not okay with saying we don't know something. I challenge you to be vulnerable enough to say that you need help or you don't know something. Or Dr. Ingalls probably doesn't remember this, but I think I went to him so many times because I was not doing good at biochem. I just wasn't. And I think I waited too long because you want to feel like you have it all together. Sometimes you just don't. And you need to be vulnerable enough to say, I don't know what I'm doing. I can't do this, only you can. You take the T off. You can do it. You just need help. So I also want to challenge you guys as students through your next 3 years, and I'm talking about in your didactic coursework and your rotations, to be vulnerable enough to say when you need help, when you don't know something, how or why you would need support to get through something. So that's something I talk to a lot of students about. They're not comfortable saying, I don't know, or I need help. And pharmacists aren't either, and we need to change that narrative, which is also one of my personal missions. Next thing is never stop learning. I like to dabble in everything because I think everything is so interesting, and we don't know what we don't know, and the only thing constant is change. And even just I graduated in 16. In the 7 years that I have been out of school, pharmacy itself and where we have shifted from the traditional dispensing model to a more clinical service community-based model, and I'm talking about community pharmacy, but even in healthcare systems, specialty industry, the shift, and I'm sure we have very multi-generational pharmacists in this room, can attest to all the shifts and changes that they've seen over years of pharmacy. We have a responsibility to continue to teach ourselves. So once you get out of school and you go into your community pharmacist role or your health system or your clinical role, whatever it is, and you're just like, okay, I'm done, like I'm coasting through this, you are not. Because the best way for you to take care of patients is for you to understand the environment they're in, the environment we're in. So we have a personal responsibility to, even beyond your day that you graduate, continue to learn. That's the purpose of continuing education. That's the purpose of the requirement for your license renewal. But even beyond that, I challenge you to continue to learn, because the only thing constant is change, and if we don't keep up with that, we are no longer relevant as providers. Last thing, and then I'll let you all go. This is something I also cannot stress enough, but I think it's because of part of my journey and every transition that I've made in my career is getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. And how many of you all have heard that? Monday might smack you in the face. It did me. You get here and you have one way of doing things, and that's how you got here. But you guys have been accepted to an accelerated program. You guys are probably used to the traditional semester, 4 years, like, I'm gonna take a break, I'm not gonna study this weekend, I have a test in like 5 weeks, I'm not worried about it. Things might change on Monday. So I just want you to know that. But getting comfortable with being uncomfortable, and what I mean by that is be okay with trying new things and not being good at it. I can honestly say that is how I have gotten to where I am, is raising my hand and saying, I want to try that. Don't ever shy away from an opportunity because you think you're not ready, because you think you're not good enough. Because guess how we get good at something? You need the opportunity. You need to continue to work at it so that you couldn't be good at. And then you can turn around and teach other people. And that is the pharmacy profession. And that is why all these things that I am telling you right now tend to come out of students. So if I can help, even just with this 40-something set of students right here, to tell you all of these things today, hopefully that's impactful enough, or this is inspiring enough for you to start Monday with a fresh perspective. So I just want to thank everybody, mostly in the last 2 or 3 rows, and ACP for allowing me the opportunity to come here and speak to you today. Appreciate that they think so much of me, because I would not be here if it wasn't for the foundation that was built for me here and the opportunity that I too was afforded sitting in this seat 10 years ago. Do not take it for granted. I'm sorry. Coming back here, and again, I came from Lexington, Kentucky, so central Kentucky. It's where I was born and raised. It's a different culture, coming to more of, Southwest Virginia, and I wish that when I was sitting here 10 years ago that I had thought about that and really absorbed that and taken more time to appreciate it, because this is where it all started for me. So to the class of 2026, that sounds so weird because that makes me think I graduated 10 years ago. My hope for you is that you can look back in 7 years after your graduation, and this college will still hold a special place in your heart like it does mine, because it was as impactful to you and your career as it has been for me. So appreciate your time, and I really hope that you guys enjoy your journey starting Monday. Thanks.
At this time, we will begin the presentation of white coats for the class of 2026. I'd like to ask the first row to please stand. And if you will make your way to the stage area and be on the side of the stage. And then when the last person in this row exits the stage, then we will ask the next row to stand and make their way to the stage. So as each row in front of you, as they cross the stage, as the last person crosses the stage, we'll ask you to also stand and make your way to the stage. If y'all want to come on up a little bit more. Michael Adams, white coat presenter. White coat presenter, Tamara Adams' spouse. Audrey Allison and white coat presenter Michael Allison, father. Olivia Arnett and white coat presenter Stacy Arnett, mother. Francis Asogwa and white coat presenter Dr. Randall Cole, ACP faculty member. Dylan Barrett and white coat presenter Amy Barrett, mother. We'll ask the second row to stand and make their way to the stage. Micah Blankenship and white coat presenter Joey Blankenship, father. Laura Campbell and white coat presenter Meredith Campbell, mother. Emma Chandler and white coat presenter Jared Chandler, father. Mary Beth Chumley, and white coat presenter, Freda Gray, mentor. Casey Click, white coat presenter, Scott Click, father. Samantha Cool, white coat presenter, Lisa Cool, mother. James Craddock, white coat presenter, Harold Leroy Craddock III, father. Crystal Dickens, white coat presenter, Adam Dishman, fiance. Hannah El-Shuki, white coat presenter, Dr. Shamli Abdel Fattah, friend and ACP faculty member. Alyssa Eder, white coat presenter, Karen Eder, grandmother. Dalton Fry, white coat presenter, Trish Bice, mother. Michaela Hall, presenter, Franklin Hall, father. Stephen Holland, white coat presenter, Christy Holland, mother. Destiny Honeycutt, white coat presenter, Jackson Honeycutt, son. Make your way down. To make your way down. Adam Hoteling, white coat presenter, Cynthia Crum, grandmother. Kubaib Iqbal, white coat presenter, Dr. Charla Thompson, ACP faculty member. Omar Janjua, white coat presenter, Mahmoud Janjua, father. Amanda Keene, white coat presenter, Adam Keene, spouse. Jacob Kendrick, white coat presenter, Jacob Kendrick, white coat presenter, Jason Kendrick, father. Hannah Kinder, white coat presenter, Christy Kinder, mother. Christopher Mastrello, white coat presenter, Dr. Angela Mutter, ACP faculty member. Joseph McCall, white coat presenter. Dr. Scott Cole, mentor. Brianna Moore, white coat presenter. Jordan Moore, spouse. Presenter. Isabel Moi, white coat presenter. Dr. Dana Yang, mother. Brianna O'Quinn, white coat presenter. Chastity O'Quinn, mother. Hannah Ratliff, white coat presenter. Tyler Ratliff, brother. Kaylin Rife, white coat presenter. Christy Rife, mother. Alexia Rowe, white coat presenter. Chelsea Rowe, sister. Brittany Russell, white coat presenter. Corey Russell, spouse. Amber Stumbo, white coat presenter. Hunter Scott Stumbo, brother. Jessie Tackett, white coat presenter, Jamie Tackett, mother. Rakeem Wright, white coat presenter, Katina Henry, stepmother. Dalton Yance, white coat presenter, Dewey Yance, father. The administration of the oath of a pharmacist will be led by Dr. Susan L. Mayhew, Provost and Dean.
Thank you, Dr. McGeorge. Well, it's an honor to administer the oath of the pharmacist to the class of 2026. Traditionally, the oath of the pharmacist is administered during our commencement ceremonies. However, we believe that the principles in the oath must be practiced long before we graduate from pharmacy school. That's why we provide the oath during the white coat ceremony. If there are any pharmacists in the audience who would like to participate in the oath, you're more than welcome to do so. At this time, I'd like to ask our students to stand, please. By taking this oath, you will be held to the professional standards of pharmacy. So let's please raise your right hand and repeat the oath after me. I promise to devote myself to a lifetime of service to others through the profession of pharmacy. In fulfilling this vow, I will consider the welfare of humanity and relief of suffering my primary concerns. I will promote inclusion, embrace diversity, and advocate for justice to advance health equity. I will apply my knowledge, experience, and skills to the best of my ability to assure optimal outcomes for all patients. I will respect and protect all personal and health information entrusted to me. I will accept the responsibility to improve my professional knowledge, expertise, and self-awareness. I will hold myself and my colleagues to the highest principles of our profession's moral, ethical, and legal conduct. I will embrace and advocate changes that improve patient care. I will utilize my knowledge, skills, experiences, and values to prepare the next generation of pharmacists. I take these vows voluntarily with the full realization of the responsibility with which I am entrusted by the public. Congratulations and welcome to the profession of pharmacy.
Now, if everyone would please stand for the benediction. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his countenance unto you and give you shalom, salam, peace.
We want to thank our friends at Walgreens, one of America's great pharmacy chains, for sponsoring this event today, and to tell our incoming class that Walgreens has a gift for each of you, and they'll be giving these out down the hallway in a few moments. If you would line up going down through there, they will provide each one of you with one of these gifts. We want to thank Rob Duncan, Tyler Skeens, and Sabrina Ray of Walgreens for being with us here today, and for all of Walgreens' support of the Appalachian College of Pharmacy. Also, there's some light refreshments over here for everyone to your right and to your left. It's so good to see all of you here today. I want to welcome our incoming class of 2026 to the journey to becoming a professional pharmacist. And I want to ask you now, who are you? Who? We are ACP.